Let's get started. All right. Here we go. We are playing, by the way, Smear Veto, you just control A and then click and drag. It's just like a control all thing. Anyways, teaching people to mana traders. Here for you. Good representative. Hashtag sponsored. Use mana traders. Code Team of MTG for 20% off. Beginning of the video. Look at that. Anyways, such a good shill. We are playing another donation deck today. We played Titan Shift earlier. If you're a Titan Shift fan, there's a new Titan Shift video on the Modern channel. You should go check it out. It's a nice one. But here, for the second league of the day, we are playing some Pioneer. And we are looking at a deck that has some pretty calculated numbers. The person that donated this deck did give me the liberty to make changes as I see fit. But I didn't make that many changes. The only changes I made was I cut a Temerit for a 4th Charter Course, and I cut a Saheeli for another Champion of Wits. So, kept the CMCs of the deck exactly the same, trying to make some of the silly 2-ofs and 3-ofs into, or 1-ofs and 3-ofs into, 4-ofs, and try to make the deck look a little bit cleaner. But we still have a lot of the nonsense going on, and that's because I don't really know what's good. Saheeli, Reflector Mage, Gate to the Afterlife. I don't know how much of that, if any, is good. I don't know how many of these enablers I need. I just know Charter Course is the best one. These are an obvious 4-ofs on each of them. You know, your return artifact from grave to the battlefield. You just loot away your God-Pharaoh's gift and reanimate it. And that's our main way to get God-Pharaoh's gift into play. We're not super interested in casting it for 7 mana. And I don't exactly know what payoff we want. A lot of the point of this deck is to loot with your loot effects, Champion of Wits. Oh, needs to stop spasming. Draw 2, discard 2 with Eternalize, Charter Course, you know those, Cathartic Reunion. Just find ways to get this God-Pharaoh's gift in the yard, reanimate it with Refurbish, and then on combat, on the same turn, you get to reanimate something that makes multiple combat steps. So you have Aurelia, the Warleader, it attacks for the first time, you untap all the creatures, and then there's additional combat phase. Combat Celebrant, I think, is this an infinite combo? Yeah, you can exert it every time when you... Oh, if it hasn't been exerted this turn. Okay, never mind, you can't. That's not an infinite combo. I legitimately thought it was. It is not. Okay, well, you're still going to try to reanimate this and get extra combat steps. This one can exert, and you can untap it and still attack with it the same turn. And so you can just chain off combat steps if you have a big, full stocked graveyard and just kill your opponent. Combat Celebrant not having any form of evasion is pretty loose. That's something that our top end has access to. All of it has flying, so the evasion on the 4/4s that have a bunch of text is pretty nice. But overall, I think that the combat that's the reason we're not on 4 combat celebrants. Is I think that card is just a lot worse than Aurelia not having evasion. So we have 5 total copies of the extra combat effects. So yeah, we're trying to kind of just combo off and kill our opponent in the same turn with a bunch of extra combats. But even if we don't, something like a Dream Trawler that attacks once or twice, you're gonna have a hard time catching up from that, right? Angel of Invention also can just get an insane amount of value. And if you'll notice with our Jeskai pile of lands here, all of our threats that are payoff effects are all castable spells. So if we do get hit with graveyard effects even in game 1, we do have access to playing a game of Magic that isn't completely just dead in the water because we have castable threats. And Dream Trawler is a hell of a Magic card. Tap 6 lands for us, so pretty sweet. The Wild Slashes, I think, are just good, good against the aggressive decks. The Reflector Mages, I think, are just good ones to reanimate against, once again, creature decks, which are probably going to be some of our worst matchups, stuff where, going slow is bad. We're probably going to have good matchups against, the fair decks, where we can just, slam goofy creatures that are worth a lot of value, and then have, reanimate things like Champion of Wits that get card advantage just on its own. So we can grind out a lot of stuff with our goofy creatures, but we're very susceptible to just getting run over by the aggressive decks in the format. So I think that's where these Reflector Mages come in. Saheeli being able to copy God-Pharaoh's gift is pretty disgusting and can help with the combo turns. Also can copy some of our extra combat effects if we already have them in play prior to the God-Pharaoh's gift, and we can get extra combats right off the bat. There's just a lot of stuff we have access to. Gate to the Afterlife makes more ways to get God-Pharaoh's gift into play. A lot of these cards do make sense. It's just the question of I don't think we're supposed to have this wide spread of cards. We're supposed to kind of trim these numbers down and figure out what cards this deck actually wants. But we don't know that until we play games. The sideboard is looking to solve a lot of our problems. Looks like counterspells are probably going to be an issue, so Teferi is a nice one to have access to. Almost kind of want more of those. You got Dovin's Veto to help with the counterspell problem. Also is good against the combo decks. To be something like the random big spell decks too. You have Dovin's Veto to get that covered. Lavinia is good against the Breach deck almost exclusively. I will, I guess, evaluate on a case-by-case basis if this card makes more sense in some other spots, but probably have to read it every time we sideboard to make sure it doesn't make sense to bring in. But it does look like just a complete hoser for the Breach deck, so I'm pretty excited to have that one. I think the Breach matchup's going to be pretty bad. Devout Decrees appear to be for the mono-red matchup. Exile target creature plays against black or red. Also good in the mono-black matchup. Any of these low-to-the-ground creature matchups. It even gets the resilient creatures. Lyra Dawnbringer, the best threat against the red decks. You can just like reanimate this. It does fit with your God-Pharaoh's Gift plan very well. Also very hard castable. Just a good threat to have access to in your sideboard to be good in the creature matchups. Archon of Absolution has protection from white. I don't know why this card's in our deck, if I'm being honest, but it is a propaganda effect with flying and protection from white, so it has evasion. I don't know why else we have it in our deck. It does swing races. Maybe it's good against the big creature decks, so like think the Steel Leaf Champion decks, but even those decks still have access to a lot of mana, not a lot of attackers. We got Fries, Imagine for Teferi decks. Not sure what else in Pioneer this like super matters against. Like it's not good against Inverter. Right? Maybe it is okay against Inverter. But I don't actually know why there's Fries in our sideboard. Like it's an okay sideboard card, but it doesn't actually seem that good in this spot. I would like to see some like Disdainful Strokes or something like that. Something that's like very good against Inverter. Elixir of Immortality is life gain. I have no idea why it's in our sideboard though. And Dispel kind of pairs with the Dovin's Veto's final counterspells. These 4 cards look like nonsense to me going into this league, but I don't know. Let's just see where we want them. Maybe I'm missing something about them. Just jam some games. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. Again, thank you for the donation, deck. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this deck looks sweet. Pioneer League. 100 play points. Please eat my play points. Good versus black-white control. Is that a deck people are playing? Drake, did I already miss a league? You did, Blitz. You did. You missed the Titan Shift League. It's okay. It'll be on YouTube literally right after this. Blue-white matchup. I don't know. Does it even that good? Like, what are the problems with the blue-white matchup? It seems exclusively the counterspells. We already have a lot of cards for those. I have no idea what is keepable. These lands look so rancid to me, but this hand does a lot of the things. I think we can mulligan to better hands, so I'm going to try to do that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think we can mulligan to better hands. And I think this qualifies. I'm going to keep in bottom of Saheeli. I'm going to play a Hallowed Fountain on turn 1, and they're going to be like, no, a good deck. I'm going to be like, no, friend. No, think again. It is not a good deck. We are out here. Swamp, Gutter Bones. Well, there's those creature matchups. Found a Devout Decree matchup. Wild Slash. As soon as I cast a Charter Course, they gotta be like, yes. Aurelia the Warleader thing. Go. We may have to be casting this Cathartic Reunion to hit some land drops next turn, which is not ideal. Hopefully they'll cast something bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually. Looks like they have a Fatal Push, because I don't think they've Thought Seized. Yeah, they have a Fatal Push. I'm interested in Catharticing and trying to hit a red source to Wild Slash, so I'm going to go for that. Oh, I can't Cathartic. Tuh. That's not how Magic works. In that case, I think we're just on land pass. I don't know how many red sources are actually in our deck. That might have been a consideration when keeping this hand. I just assumed our lands worked and didn't even try to approach the mana base because it looked too big brain for me. I also don't know how quickly this kills if they pump, which they did not do. Spawn? Yeah, Spawn's a good one. Alright, let's just move on. That was not a good showing. It was not a good first showing. I guess let's do the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Might be too low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For having 1-drop Wild Slashes, our red sources might be too low. I may have just botched that. Does it have lifelink? It does. Perfect. Oh, no, stop. Okay. I think this is where I'm at. I want, like, the big flyers, the, like, thing that's good against Go Wide, and, like, the cheap removal spells. The Wild Slashes are good, but hard to cast. I think these Combat Celebrants are pretty bad. I think our plan is just to get a big lifelinker into play, so I want to cut some of the fat stuff while keeping our game plan. I don't think the Saheelis are very good. This might just be where we're at. Kind of like this. Like, we've maintained all the God-Pharaoh's gift stuff. We cut some of the cheeky extra combat stuff because we're probably not winning in combat that often. And we're just, like, kind of on big lifelinkers. Okay, sure. I'm into this. I'm into this sideboard plan. Alright. Let's see. This is like the same hand, right? I see now why we're only on 2 Cathartics. Our mana base can't support anything else. I'm not sure we can afford to even be a gate to the Afterlife deck. I'm mulligan this. This hand looks good to me. I'm going to keep him bottom Alient. I think this one. Done. Land of the Void. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm glad I cut some of the fat stuff now. We successfully figured out that we're a graveyard deck. Thoughtseize is fine. This is why it's important to have your stuff be castable. And imagine they're going to take Dream Trawler. Yeah, it seems like a hard one to beat. I do now regret bottoming some lands. I don't know what I'm looking for with this Charter Course yet, so I don't feel incentivized to even cast it. I'd rather hold up the Wild Slash and be able to play a 3-drop on the next turn. Sure. Sure. I think I'm pretty interested in Wild Slashing one of these. But maybe not. I'm going to hold the Wild Slash. The second white source might be important. Let's try to find something to do with my mana. Charter Course. Champion of Wits. I don't think there's any double red in my deck at all, so I'm going to pitch this. And now this holding up this Wild Slash means they can't just pump, so they're like locked in only hitting me for 2, which is pretty attractive. I think the Wild Slash being able to represent that for the entire game is pretty impactful. The problem is if they just have Spawn of Mayhem, I feel a little goofy. Because Spawn of Mayhem is going to be a tough one to beat. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'll Wild Slash one of your threats. Let them take the Champion of Wits. I think that's okay. Scrap Heap. Gate to the Afterlife. Things can't die, so we're just going to hold on to that because we have to discard it. Alright, I mean, we've put ourselves in a position to just top deck a big lifelinker. And, like, we're not under that much pressure. This is a 3-turn, right? Pump 4, 7, +1, 8. Yeah, this is a 3-turn. Big lifelinker. No. Okay. Yeah, we got one more step at a big lifelinker. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize me. I mean, we do just also need, like, a blocker in general. A removal spell no longer helps us because both threats are lethal. Big lifelinker. Dead. Understandable. Have a nice day. We would have cast Dream Trawler this turn. Would have forced a block here. Oof. A quick 0-2. What's up, Awesome? Did you change anything? Yeah, I cut a Saheeli for a 4th Champion of Wits, and I cut the Temerette for a 4th Chart, of course. Just like increasing the 4-ofs. You can see that in exclamation point deck list. Holding up that Wild Slash was actually big brain. Yeah, it was okay. It was not enough, though. We needed to draw some big lifelinkers. We did not. I think it's interesting how much of like a game of Magic we did play there, though. I wonder if I should have not cast the Wild Slash, because I'm not sure that Wild Slashing that one creature was more meaningfully impactful than having a Champion of Wits to work through some of like the bad cards in our deck. The only bad cards, though, were like Gate, Refurbishes, and the actual gift itself, which is 10 cards. It's still a lot. It's a lot of cards. Play Pioneer with me. I want a God-Pharaoh's Gift on people. I at least want to do it once. I want a God-Pharaoh's Gift people. I think Gate to the Afterlife is just, like, not it. Is there any other reanimation spells? Can we, like... Is Unbearable Rights in this format? It's not, right? Yeah, I think that was too early. Ugh. And this mana is questionable. Whatever, dude. Sulfur Falls into Plains. What's not to love? What's not to love? A red deck, eh? Alright, this Wild Slash looks pretty sexy. Against a red deck. A red stratagem. I'm gonna play this tapped so they have no idea what's going on. And then I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna hold up this Wild Slash. Probably die to whatever's happening here. Very likely to be Karizev, so I think I'm just going to pick this off. Like, all the 2-drops in this format suck, so... Okay, well, that one doesn't suck. I didn't think that one would be in their deck. No, I feel like an idiot. Maybe I should have been aware of that as soon as they, like, pump-faked casting it, because they were excited to cast it. Alright, discard that land, go. Actually, maybe I wasn't supposed to discard that land. Maybe I'm supposed to mill myself. Because that's like a sexy way to get a God-Pharaoh's Gift in the yard, right? It's just like mill yourself for 4. Like it's a land that actually has utility. Like, is the second Glacial Fortress actually that much better? Alright, yeah, pop off. Ooh, 2. We look like we're about to die to some red creatures. Can we live another turn after this? Hopefully. This is a lot of lands, chat. A lot of lands. Chart course. I think I want to just concede. I'm going to concede to conceal information. I don't want them to know I'm a graveyard deck, and hopefully they don't bring in graveyard stuff. Alright, this looks too slow. Do I want to reach for any of this stuff? Is the Archon any good? Like I was talking about how we have so much stuff for like low to the ground creature matchups that are probably hard, and we're just like playing all of them. I don't love the combo off stuff. I like the lifelink stuff. But I don't have another card I want to bring in. Combat Celebrant at least like blocks. I think the Afterlife gaining life is nice. We're doing an awful lot of flooding. We are. We are doing this. I feel like one of these is better than Saheeli. 3 mana stuff that doesn't impact the board is pretty embarrassing. But Saheeli copy Champion of Wits is like a real play. Yeah, I do want this card in my deck. We have enough bad ones, I think. Yeah, that's just not what I want to be paying 6 mana for. And we're bringing in some, like, things that are worth God-Pharaoh's gifting, right? Well, these are giant lifelinkers and a bunch of lands. I don't think this gets it done, so I'm going to mulligan this, but this might actually be, like, secretly a keepable hand. Oh no, the mana strikes again! Keep. Ugh, bottom Saheeli. Done. I think this hand's close. Did they mulligan? They mulligan. Come on. This could be a real game. This could be a real game. We just need to draw lands and a God-Pharaoh's gift. Like, Island's the nut because we have, like, 4 extra looks at God-Pharaoh's gift that way. Just like any untapped land. Plains. That works. That is also part of the nut draw. God-Pharaoh's gift! I want to graveyard this in case we just miss on it entirely. This card's just, like, not a good Magic card. Alright, yeah, go. Because, like, next turn is going to look like Champion of the Wits. Champion of Wits. And then turn 4 is hopefully going to be God-Pharaoh's gift. Hold. Yep, old Swifty, huh? It's a nice one to block with a Champion of Wits. God, if they just have, like, Wild Slash, though, just to, like, kill it, that'd be such a beating. What do you have? Light up the stage? Sure. Wrong thing. Bone Crusher Giant. Well, that just, like, straight up kills it. But it does kind of hamper the damage they're doing, so kind of into what we got going on here. Champion of Wits! God-Pharaoh's gift! Ah! Okay. If we brick here, I think we're priced into discarding this Refurbish. We didn't brick, chat. This is not a drill. We did not brick. Yeet. Yeet. Does it give this thing haste? What does this card do? Gains haste? We can just make like a 6/6 lifelinker, beat him over the face with it? We have assembled Tron, chat. We have assembled Tron. What you got? You got Graveyard 8? No, you don't. That's what I thought. Yeah, shoot something. I don't care. We get combat back first. Are we supposed to do that? I think we're supposed to wait, right? I want to wait a turn, I think, to, like, go for that. Like, when it'll actually be lethal and we get 2 attacks with the Angel. That feels like that's what makes sense to me. Maybe I'm stupid. Because we have no way to kill them. We could bring back, like, Combat Celebrant and then Champion of Wits or something. And that could, like, let us reanimate stuff. I don't know. We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure it out together. Boom. Reanimate this. But in the meantime, I think I'm just grabbing the Angel. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Wait, what? Did I just choose? You may. Okay. Yes, this thing. Okay. Put 2 counters. Counters. This has Vigilance, right? Yeah, taste it. Beat you over the face for a gajillion. Alright, yeah, now we have lethal next turn. With Combat Celebrant. And we still have a 6/6 lifeline to play. You gonna attack? You gonna attack? What you got? What you got? Well, I don't want them first striking, so I think I'm just going to put it in front of the Swiss Spear. I will block. If you Ember Cleave, it doesn't matter. Wild Slash. Sure, it is Wild Slash. This is what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want double burn spell into first strike damage. I wanted to make sure I gained life. So, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, they're just like stacking up damage, but we still gain 6, we still trade with the creature, and things still go our way. Alright, we're at 19. I think we're supposed to chart a course looking for a better thing to reanimate. Chart a course. A Lyra Dawnbringer. How about a Lyra Dawnbringer? Yeah, we'll reanimate one of those. I like one of those. Put this into play, a little Tapsky poo. Are they dead? So we put this into play, beat them over the face for 4. Put this into play. I don't think they're dead. I don't think anything matters. Oh, they don't want to play anymore. Are we supposed to have this elixir? I never want to activate it. Why is this elixir in our deck? I have so many questions. Awesome. Why is this card in our deck? Tell me why this card's in our deck, please. Alright, I don't think they have Graveyard Hate, so I'm tempted to just click Submit again. Run it back. No problems here. I don't think I want this elixir, though. Train Chew. I don't know why this elixir is in the deck. Maybe it's better than Saheeli. On the draw? It probably is. We're going to bring elixir in. We're bringing elixir in. We're trying it. Nobody knows why it's in the deck, but we're trying it. I did not put random cards that I like. Well, I didn't put them in, but I'm not playing random cards that I like to not bring them in. His hand looks like it plays Magic the Gathering, but we need a red source on one. Maybe this is just secretly a mulligan. Maybe it's not so secretly a mulligan. The off chance someone is milling? You're out here, huh? You're really out here. What are we doing with this hand? Are we sending this back? I think we're supposed to send this back. The mana being awkward on the draw just means we just get ran over, right? Like, the Wild Slashes look like they're going to be good, but, like, I don't have a red source. Mulligan. This hand is demonstrably worse. So is this hand. This hand's okay. Keep. I'm going to put 3 cards on bottom. See ya. See ya? Just put the lands. Sure. This is a reasonable bolt of 4. Come on, opponent. Do your worst. I ain't scared of no reasonable hand. Got a mold of 4. Did they at least mulligan? No, they just kept 7. That's just a beat. Mountain. Insightful. Zergo Bellstriker. That's a good one to lead on when we're on a low mulligan. That's a nice draw, though. It's a nice draw. There's a universe where we play Magic, chat. We still have the nut draw of, like, turn 4 Refurbish off turn 3 Champion. Like, we might just die, but there's a chance we don't die. And that's why we play Magic. Alright. That's land number 4. That plays Refurbish. So we need, in our next, like, 3 cards, like a Refurbish and a Reasonable Creature? Maybe we don't even need the Reasonable Creature. Oh, no. Dummy thick boy. Okay. What is this? Another non-token creature dies. Not ideal. Elixir of Immortality. Play this. Champion. Currently planning to check this. Take 7. Alright, Refurbish! An Angel. 1. Oh, nope. No. Bad Drake. Bad Drake. 1. Play Graveyard this with the nuts of drawing... Yeah, the nuts of drawing Refurbish. Okay! Well, we set ourselves up to where on a Moldafor, all we need is a Refurbish, and I think we are squarely in this game. Trademark. Oh god, if we get Ambercleave, though, we are the big dead. As such, I'm not playing around it. Block the creature that dies. 10, 13, we got a 1. It's not great. But this has Vigilance. 1 is not 0. Oh, wait, never mind. This gets way big. 14, yeah, no, we're just the big dead. There's no way to play around that. Concede game. Draw a card. Refurbish. Oh, we were dead. The swift 0-2 start. That match was at least close. Like, we kind of played Magic on a ball at 4. Our mono black matchup was not close, but I did not realize the struggle that was our mana base. Have you seen the Temur Pyromancer list floating around? Splashes green for Risen Reef. Plays M20 Small Chandra. That's kind of sexy. That sounds cool, Coolio. Zergo Bell Smasher greater than Goblin Guide. It's Bell Striker. I think Helm Smasher is the other one. I want a PPTQ with that card. Zergo Bell Striker. Also top 4 maybe, the States that year with the same list. It's like 2 weeks later. Just literally ran it back. Card is great. I'm interested to see, did we see that divination? There's like a divination that was printed. It was like 2 and a blue, and it says draw 2 cards, but it costs 2 less if you control a human and a non-human. So, like, with Young Pyromancer, that card's just great. Like, you just play a spell, then draw 2 cards. Kinda into it. Maybe our deck doesn't have enough lands. Okay, this hand's actually really good. I think Dream Trawler is a better card to reanimate than Celebrant, and I'm not super interested in just hard casting Celebrant with this current configuration. I'm going to play this tapped first in case we draw Wild Slash, because we currently have no 2-drops. Super Nose. We got to God-Pharaoh's Gift 1 person, and I think that's meaningful. We are getting Thoughtseized. This card is so miserable. Have I been on my soapbox recently about this? Like, why is this like the best deck in Pioneer, like the best card in Pioneer? They took Champion of Wits. So they're planning to kill me before I can do anything with this? Okay. God, I love Modern. Modern has Veil of Summer. You could just Veil of Summer these Thoughtseize clowns. Oh, it's so nice. Dimir Inverter, eh? Like, look at this. Can you imagine Veil of Summering this deck? That'd be so nice. You can also Mystic Sanctuary these decks. Ugh. Say no more. The Veil and Legacy? Okay, and Legacy is a little good. It's just a little busto. I'm just going to take every card in my hand. I mean, I'll eventually just 7 mana Eternalize this thing. A Magic card. I mean, that's a better 7 mana play. Dang, our hand would have come together. Look at this. We had the Champion plus the Refurbish plus the thing. We would have had all the cards. Instead, we're going to get inverted. Does Elixir work on anybody's graveyard? No. It does not. Deal! We did it! We did it! Thoughtseize it away. We're going to draw Refurbish now. Nice. Chart of course. Chart of course. Discard Mountain. Play a land. Pass? You're supposed to pass. Yo, Jose Monis 95. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the follow. Veil's also a miserable card. Disagree. I like that Veil exists. It is time green got to actually be a part of like the reasonable 1-drops color pie. caught you live from the YouTubes. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Veil's Big Brain card. I don't know that it's Big Brain card. I just like that it exists. Like, I think it's overall healthy for Modern that it exists. I think it was healthy for Pioneer that it existed too. People are just mad that it's new and powerful. Like, imagine a world, chat, where Thoughtseize isn't printed yet. Right? Thoughtseize doesn't exist. Then the card Thoughtseize is printed. I think it is far more egregious of a Magic card than Veil is by a considerable margin. I think there would be riots in the street to get Thoughtseize banned if it was, like, new today. Like, if it didn't exist all the way through Magic's history and was printed today, there'd be riots. It's a multi-format, like, staple for years and years and years and years and years. Just saying. The only reason Veil got banned is because it's new. This is the 6th land? I don't know why I'm casting this. I think to try to hit Refurbish. Oh no. Well, we could just die. Like, we could Wild Slash this. We could hold the land. No, I'm not holding the land. Discarding Wild Slash is so face up what we have. Whatever, we have to go for it. Go. Throw a dog a bone. Been starting on MTGO, grinding heavily in Modern for the past month, amulet only, and now I have 135 Q points and don't really know what to use them on. Showcase, Super PTQ, or what? I think, Jose, that I would play the Super PTQs if they're reasonable in your time. I think those are the best value. I mean, I haven't done, like, the exact math, but, like, having the upside of, like, first or second goes to the PT. If you value the PT at all, the Super PTQ seems reasonable. If you don't value those, then I think I would probably play the Showcase. To be fair, there'd be riots at Thoughtseize was reprinted. I don't even know if that's true. Does this deck play counterspells the main deck? I don't think it did. The no attack is Galaxy Brain. 2 refurbishes. Alright, let's do the thing. Played around Censor. Sure. I guess we're putting a Dream Trawler into play. I guess we don't have to. We could put a Champion of Wits into play. Nah. What do I look like? How am I not dead? They dug through time. You should just discard a card, right? Make them flash back on it. And then we get back Champion of Wits and just continue to play Magic. Alright, fine. You're lame. Go. My Dream Trawler. You killed it. Am I dead yet? Why am I not dead yet? Yes. How have you not found an Inverter of Truths? To kill me, the big dead. I'd probably Hero's Downfall this. Unless you're trying to set up some kind of like inverter dig through time plan. Seems kind of bad. Okay, thanks for the help. You're welcome. What is happening? I wonder if we're supposed to be Lavinia in this deck. Read this card. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells converting make a screen in the line, so it shuts down Dig Through Time. No mana with the cast, it cannot spell. Well, they don't do any of that. So I guess it's like Fry. Fries. Teferis. Veto's. Yep. That's fine. Okay, they figured that out. Like the no blocks from opponent. We have a lethal attack on Hase. Alright, okay. Combat. Okay. Eternalize this. Eternalize me? Yes. Am I supposed to discard this Reflector Mage? I can just do that second main, actually, with this Cathartic. So I'm just going to discard the lands. Think we're just going to attack Jace. Don't really want my creatures getting picked off and then being able to just do stuff with that. I really like them putting another one of these in my yard. Okay. Second main. Charter Course. Wild Slash. Cathartic. Discard. I want to hold Reflector Mage, maybe? Maybe the Wild Slash doesn't have text. I'm trying to figure out what actually matters. Because I'm planning on Champion of Wits next turn. Well, I could lead on Eternalize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I should discard these two. And then Eternalize Champion of Wits. Sure. Like, I'm anticipating drawing another land over the course of the next few steps. Awkward. Well, now we put that one into play, huh? I mean, yeah, we're going to Eternalize. We still Eternalize Champion of Wits. Yeah, no, I still played this right. Because we want to Eternalize Champion of Wits and then put Combat Celebrant into play. Inverter. You got it, friend. You have 6 cards with 1 card in the end. So I want to Reflector Mage this. 6 cards, theoretically 4 of which you have ops and stuff like that. Let's see if we can find a way to win this game. 5, 7. So you Reflector Mage this. Beat down, hope they don't kill me next turn. Or we can Reflector Mage this. Beat down. They probably aren't killing me next turn. Eternalize. So we're going to get in for 8. They block 1. I think it all depends on what we hit here. So I'd like to draw 4 cards. Ooh. Another Reflector Mage, huh? So we can Reflector Mage this, then Reflector Mage this, and we just go ahead and get in for lethal. So we discard... just multiple creatures. We can actually Reflector Mage everything they play next turn, so if they draw Jace, we're in a little bit better shape, like little Jace. So I think I discard Combat Celebrant for sure. We can... This is like the biggest is a 6/6, so let's discard that. Okay. So we can put... So if we bring Combat Celebrant into play... No, there's no attack that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that's a next turn problem. Reflector Mage. Target this. Reflector Mage is looking good. Okay. Pass. We're kind of doing it, chat. We're kind of doing it. We are gonna do it. So they need help plus 4 mana Jace to get them out. Yeah, it starts with that. Even if they find a removal spell, I think we're just good. Sure. 4 mana Jace still isn't lethal. I don't remember the cards they put in. I probably should have snipped it, but I think there's just like a removal spell. But I don't think it matters. Reflector Mage. Okay. So they likely have a removal spell. So is there a way to get an Aurelia? Discard a bunch, draw a bunch. There's an Aurelia. Yeah, we can get an Aurelia. Alright. Because most importantly, I don't want my creature to die to Fatal Push. Although I guess it doesn't. Alright. Okay. Put Aurelia into play. No, they flashed back Hero's Downfall. I think we're just okay. I don't know what they could have. I don't remember them having a removal spell, but I got 16 here. Yeah, they did have a push. I didn't know if they... Yeah, no, they did have Revolt, actually. So, yeah, I was right. Look at me. Remembering how stuff works. Not putting the stupid Exalted guy into play. All right. We got him. Whew. Yeah, look at that. We played great. Played around Fatal Push because we Reflector Mage their Inverter, which we had to do. Well, I guess we could have done that by going to combat first, but I wanted to get the Inverter out of the way for sure. And I do remember there being a push, and I wasn't insane, and not being insane makes me feel good about myself. Dovin's Veto. Kind of want some Teferis. I don't really want anything else. The Reflector Mages actually ended up being really, really good. Combat Celebrants might be okay. Like, we might have just, like, a reasonable, like, combat plan. We need to cut 4 cards. I think Gate's really bad. Although I think Gate's really bad in general. I think Saheeli might be okay. Kind of cut an Aurelia. I think we're going to have more than enough payoffs. I don't super love Cathartic. Let's try something like this. Wow, it's Phalanx. What's going on? We are God-Pharaoh's gifting people in Pioneer. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. This hand's also pretty sweet. Opponent Thoughtseize the Champion of Wits on turn 1. That Champion of Wits got reanimated. Perhaps they will Thoughtseize me again and take probably Dovin's Veto. Never mind, they have opt. Some kind of reasonable dual land. Opponent, upkeep, opt. It's an instant. I'm going to cast it on your upkeep. Nope. Not going to do that. Go. What graveyard hate does Inverter play? They don't play ley lines, I suppose. Perhaps they play none. I'm representing Spell Pierce chat. I say. Okay. Chart. Wowza. Conference gift. Go. Then we have turn 3 champion, discard some amount of the fatness, probably Aurelia and God-Pharaoh's gift. I imagine our hand is going to get shredded this turn, but that is okay. Hero's Downfall in the yard. Looking for lands, huh? Well, there goes our Champion of Wits. Unlucky. Just raw unlucky. We got a turn 5 Angel of Invention, though. It's a nice one. This is a high-power match here. They took the Dovin's Veto, huh? Very interesting. Swamp. Okay. Interesting sequencing. Well, I'm going to show them this. Mystical Dispute. Ha ha ha. Opt. They pump faked me. Yep. Dream Trawler. I'm just going to, like, put in graveyard the bad cards. Which is like... What? Like this? Is this card a bad card? I think this card's a bad card. And the other gift? Is the other gift a bad card? I don't even think it is. I think it's one of these 6-drops. I don't know which one, though. This has Flying and Haste. This thing feels unbeatable. I'll put this card in the yard. I don't have a second red source for this, which means keeping this is, like, really aggressive. But, like, I don't know. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize it away. I want some stuff to, like, actually cast. Thoughtseize me. I got fatties. Probably taking this one. Because this is the one that's, like, the most hard castable. So they have a counterspell for sure, right? Which is, like, part of why we're also holding back. Like, the removal spell suite kind of sucks. We get to, like, a free attack on this Jace. Provided they don't have to, like, awkwardly play out their Thassa's Oracle, which is value on its own. It's a nice one. Very cool. I want to play Green-White Champion just because I'm in love with the art. Well, then find an EDH deck for it. Find an EDH deck. I really want to play the 5-mana, make 5 mana, like, elk thing. But, like, in Slivers, I play a Mana Echoes, and there's no way I'm cutting Mana Echoes. Like, that card is unbelievable in Slivers. It's so, so good. EDH? What do you mean, ew? EDH is great. What are you doing? Oh, you're fogging it. Okay. I really don't care. So you're just, like, dead if I draw Refurbish, huh? I respect it. Just like a good, honest dead to Refurbish. That was a nice draw. Saheeli. -2 on this. Hopefully it doesn't copy the, like, stupid effect. Yay. Okay. Cool. Yes. I want to draw 2, discard 2. Aurelia. Do I want to discard the champion? I don't think so. I don't super want to discard the gift. I think I'm going to discard the gift, though. Like, the rest of my cards in my hand are just reasonable Magic cards. What up, Mikey? How are you? Borrowed an Ashiok once, ulted Ashiok 3 times, and lost the game. Which Ashiok? Maybe I spewed with the Saheeli by copying this, but I wanted to, like, put pressure on this Jace Telepath. Also, like, wanted to move through my deck faster because my hand was kind of poopy. Exile tokens. Go. I'm kind of into what we're doing here. This Saheeli looks okay. It's pressure walkers, right? Each opponent does not. Oh no. We've been inverted. Fog. I don't think there's a way out of this one. We can chart a course trying to find a Dovin's Veto. It's plus to scry 1. Bottom. Sees the same number of cards. Chart a course. Looking for Dovin's Veto. Wild Slash. No such luck. Right. I mean, obviously they'd very likely let me dead and make you show me the card. It is somewhat relevant if it's a Thassa's Oracle versus a Jace. Hopefully it's a Jace. I'd like to think that, like, drawing a Dovin's Veto was live there. It was not. Big sad. Alright. Do we have anything that interacts with this yet? Exile. This doesn't target, right? No. I guess this can kill a Jace that pluses. Maybe this is actually okay. Alright, I'm gonna bring these fries in. I'm waiting on COD to update. Ripperoni. We are... Yeah, we're doing pretty bad. We're dying. We're like... This is game 3 of our 3rd match, and I think we're 0-2. Not ideal. Wild Slashes, I think, are pretty bad. Give me this. We're just going to try to combo off on him. Maybe a Dispel makes more sense, but... Because Dispel does counter Dig Through Time, so I might just be completely misevaluating this matchup. I admit. Anyways. Yeah, this deck's sweet, though. I mean, it's a sweet donation deck. I think our sideboard might be a little under effective. Because, like, I want more cards... Like, I want more effective cards for some of the aggro decks, and I want, like, more efficient counterspells. Because, like, Dovin's Veto is nice and all, but I don't think it's very good in, like, this matchup, where it doesn't counter, like, any of the combo. Like, it counters a lot of the relevant, like, spell cards, which is fine, and, like, relevant. But, like, I think, like, something like a Disdainful Stroke that counters basically every relevant card they have is, like, a little more attractive. But I didn't know how our matchup spread actually looked until we started playing some games, and it looks like basically every matchup's hard. Which means we have some shoring up and some problems to fix to do. Blue Chart Course. This is a lot of lands. I have 1,000 red sources in hand. We have almost every red source in the deck in our hand. We're going to be able to cast that Aurelia I brought back in. Thought erasure, sure. I actually think this is a real decision. Let's see if they agree. I kind of want to take this. Like, from their side. Like, this card's easier to catch with a discard spell later. Like, if you have another one, like, yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. That's a nice one. Teferi. Ticky uppy. Just gonna leave this, like, in case they play a Jace or something. It doesn't do a whole lot else. Protects us from counter spells, of course. Draws us extra cards. It's like a reasonable planeswalker, obviously. Take the card. You got it. Tap land. Go. Alright, here I think I'm going to draw a card because I have nothing to do. A Refurbish, huh? Aurelia suddenly looking like a good draw. Also, like, cashing out the Teferi for cards there, like, plays around a Hero's Downfall. That's fine. Fry off the top. Dude, milling me would be so sick. They actually milled me. That's so sick. Alright, Glacial Fortress. Mill me again, friend. I have an instant speed refurbish. Mill me again. Mill me again. Thank you. Ooh. No! Lame. I guess we're not far off just hard casting a God-Pharaoh's Gift when we draw it. We had the instant speed refurbish. The tech! Wasted. Years of academy training wasted. Sure. Hero's Downfall. That's lame. Alright, so they've seen my hand. They'll know this is my draw. I don't think that matters. Tick up. Go. I'm going to leave the Teferi around. Unfortunately, we can only tick up. Probably going to lose to a bunch of Planeswalkers. We can, like, put a 4/4 into play. But that's still not great when it's not drawing 4 cards. At this point, we might just be far enough behind. Like, obviously, a God-Pharaoh's Gift draw would be huge. Being able to, like, bash down some of these Planeswalkers. Another Narset. Is that what you grabbed? Oh. Yeah, it is. So you've used this. I think you used this. Opt and Downfall. Opt. I think unplayable Steam stack and Modern send help. Like I have 4 Arcanist in the deck. That does sound unplayable. Okay. I guess depending on what we draw, we'll bounce that. Aurelia would be a sick draw. Aurelia. Unfortunate. Bounce that. Put this into play. Go. This should force a downfall at least. I think I'm still drawing to, like, Aurelia specifically to accomplish anything productive. But I made 4 rhinos. Oh, you're doing that stuff? Jeez. I guess it's better than all the other... Like, I was trying to think if it was better than, like, Restore Balancing with Dreadhorde Arcanist. I think probably. Like, you play Ancestral Vision and Rhinos is, like... Because, like, if you Restore Balance, you're very likely to just kill your own Arcanist, which kind of sucks. Not good. Notice that's a problem. I'm glad I brought in the fries. Like, the fries do look good. I do miss Wild Slash, like, in this particular moment. They didn't look very good in the previous game, but they didn't have, like, a chain of Gnar sets in the previous game. Opponent is struggling with what to do this turn. I'm so sad they didn't mill a God-Pharaoh's Gift that one turn. God, we would have beat the crap out of them if they did that. Oh, we had instant speed refurbish and everything. It would have been such a bonkers and a sick way to win this match. Deck sick, but pretty bad. I know what a deck that is sick is pretty bad is like. I know what that's like. My opponent's just gonna time out. They keep doing this goofy stuff. I'm trying to figure out how many cards to put in the deck for dig through time. Keep bodying Red Prowess. Nice. I mean, I don't think Red Prowess is in a very good spot. I liked it 2 to 3 weeks ago, but I think the format has developed in a really, really bad spot for Prowess. There was a lot less Uro when I liked Prowess and a lot more Amulet Titan decks. Since Amulet Titan seems to have mostly fallen by the wayside, I think Prowess got a lot worse. Dude, what is happening? How is this person so far behind me on time? Alright, you've inverted 4 cards into your deck. I don't think we can win, but, you know, why not? We'll play it out. This Thoughtseize actually matters. Which is, like, kind of rough. Like, because this Cathartic is actually probably part of how we win this game. Dang, if we had a bounce, we could kill Jason. That might just kill them. How sick would that be? As it stands, we don't have it, though. Like, we could almost Saheeli copy this. Like, if we had the Teferi bounce still up, and just bounce this and nuke their Jace for 8. ZTs. We can't draw cards. Yeah, all our rounds are dead. We tried. Alright, we'll play one more. If we lose it, we might just call it there. We've learned most of the lessons we've come to learn. I think we've played a pretty reasonable spread thus far with Mono Black, Mono Red, and what's it called? Inverter. And like, I would like to play against Mono White just to like see how that matchup is, so I could see how I would rebuild the deck. Like, obviously we're 0-3 decks, probably not, obviously not ideally built, but I think there's something here. I mean, a couple of our matches have been pretty close. We did get run over by Mono Black, so we do need to like consider more cards for that matchup. But I think the Mono Red matchup was like reasonably close. Like, we mulled the 4 in our game 3, and I think we have a lot of the tools we need to fight that deck. And I also think that our Inverter matchup would be a lot better if we had like, I don't know, if we just had like a better configuration among the counter spells on our sideboard. Like, I think we have a pretty good grinding plan. Like, if our plan is to grind people out, I think our plan's pretty good. But, like, not having, like, mystical disputes on our sideboard, for instance, I think is pretty criminal. Like, it's just a very easy way to improve this deck, like, off the bat. Mystical disputes, maybe even disdainful strokes. Like, there's a lot we could do. I think there's something here. But it's going to require a lot more reconfiguring to figure it out, I think. This is an aggressive deck. This Wild Slash is going to be invaluable. Whereas this Combat Celebrant is not necessarily guaranteed to get any kind of value because we already have good cards in our hand. No. We currently don't have a 2-drop, so I'm just going to try to not take damage on my lands. If this is an aggressive matchup, that'll make up for the fact that we didn't hold up a Wild Slash on turn 1. Hopefully this is just a dork. Yay! Unfortunately, we did draw a 2-drop. But that's okay. Maybe we can use it to recoup card advantage next turn. Because we're going to like Champion of Wits next turn. And then we can like do that into Chart Course. You always keep making Jake and paying to watch you suffer. I'm not suffering. I'm learning. This is a strategy that I was actually fairly interested in. I also kind of wanted to try like Ox of Agonis in a shell like this. a second white source before a second red source. Here's a Champion of Wits. I can play Charter Course to try to hit a second Wild Slash. That seems far less likely, and I also just kind of want to be mana efficient. Because we could do 2/2 drops next turn if it comes down to it. This Combat Celebrant. This has 4 power. If they Steel Leaf Champion, this is a dummy thick one to block. Maybe we just play this card. I feel so stupid playing this card. Also, this is a dummy thick one. You just like play it, put a bunch of power into play. I'm going to discard a Charter Course for sure. I think my next discard is either Charter Course or Angel. Discarding both Charter Course feels a little goofy. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to discard Angel. Are you trying to jam Ox in every deck? I don't think you understand me when I say that Ox is a broken Magic card. Like, Ox is literally messed up. It is just not okay in every sense of the word. And I really think that that is, like, underappreciated. Just how stupid that Magic card is. Alright, they have Collected Company. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. It makes me want to play this Combat Celebrant. I have blue, so they're thinking main phasing it. It's reasonable. Well, I know, I'm just memeing you. No, I think you bring up a good point, Shadows. The fact I'm this high on Ox and want to put it in everything, I think is incredibly indicative that the card is just completely messed up and not okay. Like, it just fits in everything. It does everything. It is great in every sense of the word. This is neat. I could just, like, jam 2 draw effects. Is that good? I don't necessarily think so. Why not? We have chump blockers. Let's take that turn instead. Reflector Mage is a nice one. Sure, let's discard the Combat Celebrant. I guess we're discarding all of this. For Catharticing, which I think we are Catharticing. A Refurbish. Nice. That's progress. We're almost there. I may have been just too aggressive. I may have just hold this Angel of Invention. Brick! Woe Strider, Plague Crafter. I have never been more excited. Imagine if these were just gigantic creatures. We would just be dead. Instead, we are not dead. I'll sacrifice this one. I mean, they're still beating across for, like, a gajillion, right? They're still beating me up for, like, 6. But, like, we are in way better shape than I was ready to be. And we actually have a chance. Where if we draw a God-Pharaoh's gift, like, we accomplish things. Also, had I known this was what was going on, I definitely would have just, like, completely played this game differently. Cathartic, discard the lands. Woof. Big woof. This is land 5. Next turn is land 6. Just looking for a... What's a man got to do to get a God-Pharaoh's gift? At this point, a Dream Trawler would be a sicko draw. Hit me for 6. It's fine. Not dead. Play something with power. There's no way your Collected Company deck just don't have creatures. Okay. It's the 7th point. Champion of Wits. So Champion of Wits can't hit something that lets me put God-Pharaoh's Gift into play. I still think it's supposed to be the first thing we cast. Sure, we'll cast it like this. So we can decide what our hand's gonna do. Some wild slashes, huh? Alright, Refurbish has to go. I think land has to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, land has to go. No. Because our plan currently is to stay alive. And I think that they're cocoing or they're going to kill this. Might be a murder strider, might just be another collected company. Nothing. Stone, nothing. What are they doing? They must have like some kind of blood artist effect. Put a card on top. Yeah. Wild slash this. Oh, I should have wild slash this first. Fuck. I suck. Well, they didn't scry. Alright. You have a Zula Park Cutthroat. Five mana. Not 5 mana. 4 mana. What is happening? Does this kill me? I don't think so. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 points for Gryffindor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, this is a timely one. Alright, your turn. Don't kill it, please. How sweet would drawing a land next turn be? Yep, 7. You could just, like, add 4 power to our Dream Trawler with Champion of Wits. I feel like I'm pretty guaranteed to die, though, no matter what happens this turn. Plate Crafter. Another creature you control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not dead currently. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you're short one, right? There's exactly 6 creatures in play, and you can't kill me. Attacking lets me gain 3. Oh, no, you can kill me. Unfortunate. Yeah, that is how this whole thing works. You deal 2 and then deal 3. There's no way to get both. Like, because it's specifically a second Woe Strider. Alright. We tried. That's a frustrating one. I feel like we were pretty likely to win that one if we untapped. And like we went through like half our deck. Just not getting there. Okay. Protection from white. Exiling black creature seems relevant in this matchup. I don't think Collected Company is relevant enough. Like, they're just a completely like creature deck, so I don't think I'm bringing in like Dispel or anything like that. Might bring this in. Like, they have a lot of small idiots that go wide. I think that's worth bringing in. And I think that's it. The Lifelinker ones, Lifelinkers are interesting, but I think we already have access to the Lifelinkers that matter. Maybe like a Dream Trawler's worse than a Lyra. Maybe both Dream Trawlers are worse than Lyra's. Just like gaining life matters. Don't get your eye control dies. These gates have been really bad. I think I'm actually just going to cut some gates. This gets blocked by a lot of stuff. The idea is that it's a 4/4. How much graveyard hate do they have ley lines? I don't know if they have ley lines. But if they do, I don't want this card in my deck. We'll try something like this. Alright. Here we go. Black deck. Hopefully doesn't have ley line. Think I'm keeping functional mana plus enablers. Pre-dialed up all the lands we need to cast our 5-drops. No ley lines. Love to see it. Maybe that's something this deck needs too, is like a small creature sweeper, since we're not really playing to the board that much. Creature sweepers are pretty good. And like, we're a good Deafening Clarion deck, I think. God-Pharaoh's Gift. It's a nice one. Blue, this color, cast this, discarding. I don't think I want the extra white. God-Pharaoh's Gift is bad. We drew a Refurbish! So now we just need to draw creatures. Which we can do with Charter Course next turn. Provided they don't, like, do something silly like Grafter's Cages. Priest to the Forgotten Gods. Okay. Nice. Chart. Draw 2. Discard. Angel. Go. And then Priest makes us discard a card, but we're not going to get caught by the sack of creature. And even if we do, we have like the Angel thing going on. We can make like 2 servos. Sure. So like they're unlikely to pop this, I think. They might just do it with the... They can do it with the Fabricate on the stack. And then we get 2 1/1s. They wrath their board for it. I think they're trying to like tell if we have the Refurbish right now. I don't think this 1 point is worth like being able to like beat up our thing. Yeah, they figured it out. Lyra Dawnbringer. It's a nice follow-up. They go around killing a lot of our stuff. Refurbish, God-Pharaoh's Gift. So they crack now before I can make 2 servos. And then our future creatures are insulated. Oh, we don't even discard a card? What the heck? Wow, this card's bad. I wanted to discard a card. Unlucky. Rex Sage. Lame. That's okay. We're at Hardcaster stuff anyway mode. Boop. God-Pharaoh's Gift. Alright, sure. We're out here playing lands. Here's a Lyra. Go! So we'll just like spend these next like 2 to 3 turns playing creatures. And if they kill them, then we get to just God-Pharaoh's Gift them back in 2 turns. Sounds like good math to me. They have Collected Company. Fine. Sulfur Falls. Combat. Deck. No blacks. I gain a pile of life. This thing. Proc white propaganda. Not as good of an effect right now, but it flies. Collected Company. Sure. I imagine their cutthroat effects are going to have a hard time racing a Lyra. Sack effects, huh? Scavenging Ooze, that's lame. Not cool. What do you have? Whoa, Strider. Sure. Okay. Okay. I'll sack a servo. Okay. I'll sack the Archon thing. So they have 2 mana up. Wild Slash. How many creatures in the yard? A pile from them? Alright. So let's play this. So they're going to be able to exile all the creatures we put in the yard, basically, no matter what. So I just want to Wild Slash this and attack. Because I want this Lyra to just win the race. Alright. Wild Slash this. Make them stop with the sacrifice effects. They remember their scry one. And we'll probably mill ourselves 4 on instep if they tap a bunch of their mana, otherwise we're not going to. Because, like, the off chance of putting a creature in the yard is worth it. Well, had I known they were going to mess up and exile something that wasn't a creature, I would have held the Wild Slash, especially in the wrong order. What a pog. Attack for 6. Alright. Just going to hold up all of your mana. Six mana? Jeez. This is a wild concept. What the heck? What are they doing? I don't understand why they weren't willing to exile some of their creatures. I guess they're a Grissom Menagerie deck, but like they have duplicates. I don't know. I'd be shocked if Lyra lost this race. Now, if they answer Lyra, we're in obviously a whole world of trouble. But imagine if they had an answer to Lyra, they just would have slammed it. Ooh, they have the Menagerie. Only gets back... Oh, no, they're escaping. Make a 5/4? Interesting. Mill myself. Because God-Pharaoh's Gift doesn't target, if we hit 2 creatures here, we actually do get a creature back. A Reflector Mage? Sure. Okay. I don't think I want to cast his God-Pharaoh's Gift now, so I'm just going to hold it for some kind of like discard effect. 6, 11, yeah, whatever, an irrelevant amount. Them exiling all the creatures in the yard was nice. Now they can only gain 2 life right now from their Scavenging Ooze, exiling my creature and theirs. And that does not keep them alive to this Lyra hit. Scry and upkeep makes sense. They put a card on the bottom. Whoa, Strider to scry 1 more, put a card on bottom. What are they doing? Collected Company. That's a good one to draw. Elf Cutthroat. Now they stay alive a little longer. Four mana, 1 card in hand. Attack for 8, not lethal. I should still have lethal across 2 steps with this Lyra. Yep. Imagine they're going to find this Reflector Mage. Okay. 15. Still hard-pressed to brace a 10-point life swing. Alright. Yep, they have to sack stuff. Alright, they have 2 life they can currently gain. They need to find 4. God, the amount of times they've been hit with Lyra. It's like, was that the 5th? It was either the 4th or the 5th. I think that might have been the 4th. Yup. They gain 2 life per creature they sack, but that's still hard-pressed race. You get to scry each time, but they've been bottoming nonstop. So that's 2 life. Puts them to 4. They have 1 more there. They still need to come up with 1 more life, which means they have to sack one of these big attackers. They hit me for 11. Put me to 8. Wouldn't mind, like, eye blocker. Aurelia also just wins the game on the spot. Put a card on bottom. They exile both creatures. Hit me for 13. Put me to 5. Sack Cutthroat. Might have to hold back on D if we don't find a blocker next turn. Five, 6. Put me to 14. Put me to 3. We might just be in chump block territory. Yeah, we need help. Scavenging certainly took over this game. Which I foresaw happening, but they exiled a bunch of their creatures, and I thought it might be okay. This little part Cutthroat really helped a lot. I thought for sure this Lyra was going to win this race. Alright, we're at a 4. They're at 6. We can gain 1 more life. Aurelia. So we block here, gain 5, go to 9. Currently leaves us dead. Alright, I don't think we can... Ugh. They can just sack in response, right? No, it's to sacrifice another creature. They just attack with this, we have a chump block. And then what does a chump block get us? Into like some sequence where we draw a bunch of cards with Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage this. Yeah, milling over the Reflector Mage with the Ipnu Rivulet really mattered. God, where's Aurelia when you need her? Alright, I guess Aurelia is also still just a draw out of this. In that case, I'm going to play a... No, I'm not going to play land. Alright, we'll hold on D. What an interesting game. Scavenging Ooze. They messed up with the Wild Slash. We could have caught it, but I don't think that was a reason to hold the Wild Slash. I think the Priest of the Forgotten Gods was certainly what we were supposed to be shooting. Here's some Menagerie. Bring back Plague Crafter. Alright. Yep. Draw a card. Well, that would have exiled this. That actually would have been huge. That Wild Slash also would have won. Alright, I think I am good without the 5th match. I would rather spend the time rebuilding this deck. So, let's go look. Poop. Talk about feast or famine. Alright, so I think a lot of the reason we floundered with this deck has to do with the sideboard not being well built. So, let's rebuild. Okay. I like the idea with the extra attack steps. I think a lot of the time, like, our 6 drops being castable did end up mattering. I think our red sources were too low. I want another red source or 2. I don't know how to do that. I'm not going to mess with the mana base now because that requires Frank Karsten math. But I think we have too many of these, like, Sulfur Falls, Glacial Fortress lands, not enough shock lands. I think our mana base doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I want, like, 4 of these now. I want, like, probably none of this. What's, like, a cheap, reasonable lifelinker? I don't know if Fiendslayer Paladin is what we want. I need to actually read that card. Paladin. Can't be the target of black or red spells. First strike a lifelink. Yeah, this card's like okay. It might be worse than like a Burmaz or something, but maybe it's like fine. I like Lyra a lot. Lavinia I like a lot less than Narset. I don't know how many non-creatures we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, these gates were so bad. It might just be Is It Charms. Ox of Agonis. I want a lot more red sources, but I kind of want to make Ox of Agonis happen in this deck. Because it kind of feels like it does the same thing a Champion of Wits does, but it also, like, we can just do it the hard mode if we're just moving through cards with, like, these cards. So I kind of want to keep our threats to, like, the 5 drops. Maybe cut the Dream Trawlers altogether. Sweet card. Obviously a pet card of yours, because I think it's been in every deck you've sent me. I think it's not going to work in this deck. Angel of Invention. Yes. Alright, so, like, keep it to, like, 5 drops that we can reanimate. Maybe, like, none of that. I don't know if we want any of the mill effects. Saheeli copy of Ox is actually pretty nice, too. Combat Celebrant's just kind of a bad card on its own. So maybe we just, like, cut this. And just have another Aurelia. Plan to do it all through Aurelias. What does this one even do? I don't know. Here we go. Aurelia. So we have like 3 of each, and this is like still just like, I don't know how many of these we actually want. The Angel of Sanctions cards also may be reasonable, because like that's something we can embalm without like we can put it in the graveyard and embalm it without having to like necessarily God-Pharaoh's gift it. That might be a better option than like Aurelia's. We could just play like a more fair game and like not have to play like Reflector Mages and stuff. Wild Slash is reasonable, but not great. Maybe we want, like, Lightning Axe instead. Yeah, we put a lot of cards in our graveyard, and that's why I think Ox might be a really good add to this deck. Awesome. I don't know if you're still here, but that's, like, what I'm trying to accomplish here. Is there any, like, creatures that when they enter, like, mill cards? Maybe this is supposed to be, like, a Satyr Wayfinder deck. What if we went, like, 4 colors? What's in green? What can we get out of green? Satyr Wayfinder is attractive to me. Pieces of the Puzzle doesn't quite get it done. Search for Azcanta is interesting. Search for Azcanta might be an interesting sideboard option. I like Teferi a lot. I don't know. Narset seems powerful. I think lots of Disdainful Strokes. I think that should be part of our plan for the unfair decks. I think Elixir's not great. The Archon's not great. Now this is too much for fair stuff. We might not just be able to do this and have to play like Burmazes or something. Vigilance creatures are really good with God-Pharaoh's gift. So I'm pretty interested in like Vigilance creatures with big butts as like part of our plan for aggro. I think we can afford to play some Wear Tears. Although if our plan is to sidestep by just like boarding out the combo, maybe we just don't even want Wear Tear. I don't know. We have a few slots to work with here. There's some reasonable red cards. Aurelia's might be nonsense. We might be supposed to just, like, play a fair game. And, like, just have this spliced in. Like, what if we just didn't Aurelia people at all? And, like, just, like, kept the whole deck low to the ground and just did, like, things that draw cards. And, like, lifelinkers. Move, like, a Lyra to the main. Like, another Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage looks really good. Maybe even, like, a Fibble Thip. Just something, like, draws, like, one card is, like, okay. Something, like, loots. Huh. You still have, like, 2 slots to work with? I don't know. Pretend Is It Charm's a reasonable magic card. Because, like, we can use Ox of Agonis to recoup the card advantage lost from Is It Charm. I think something like this makes sense. I don't know. I mean, like, I would mess with a lot of slots. Like, it feels like it's doing a lot of the same things Phoenix is, where you're, like, trying to get cards in the graveyard and then leverage those cards in the graveyard. And I think the Ox is a good fit there. I think we can play some of, like, we can take some of the notes that we learned from the Phoenix deck and, like, keeping your deck lower to the ground and, like, being as low on the actual combo as possible. Like, have all of your cards be, like, very castable on the curve. Like, maybe even some 4-drops makes sense. And if we go into green, we can do things like Questing Beast and stuff like that. That's just, like, a reasonable card to get back for free that also beats face. Looks great. I don't know if it's great, but it's, like, a start. This is, like, the direction I would want to go. I don't know what's better among these two. I don't know if Reflector Mage is actually that good, but I liked having, like, a pretty early play there. Maybe we could also do, like, Bone Crusher Giant. It's like it's a removal spell that we can play on turn 3 that, like, we can block with it or whatever and then get it back later as, like, a 4/4. It's just, like, pretty good threat. But I don't want to clog our 3-drops too much. I don't know. This is kind of the direction I would be thinking to go. Saheeli Rai is cute, but may just be, like, completely unnecessary. And maybe the Reflector Mage isn't the direction you want to go. Like, these cards might be questionable, and you want to, like, lean heavier into just, like, a fairer plan. But I think Reflector Mage against the creature decks is really, really attractive. Especially decks like Mono Red, where you can just Reflector Mage some of the stuff. And Reflector Maging, like, Scavenging Ooze was obviously going to be very important. So we just, like, I want more interaction. So, like, we get interaction in the form of Is It Charm, we get interaction in the form of Wild Slash, and we get Reflector Mage. So we get, like, removal spells baked into our creatures that we're getting back, removal spells baked into our spells that put cards in the yard, and I think all that's pretty interesting. I don't know. This is kind of the direction I want to go with it. I think the direction we went, like, had some amount of power to it, but, like, required too much to set up. Like, it was obviously a huge payoff if you can get all the big things going, but it was just, like, it felt like we were trying to hold too many things at once, where you just, like, couldn't get everything going in the same time. And so, like, when we don't line everything up, I want the deck to be functional, and, like, we just have this, like, busted, go-over-the-top plan against fair decks, but, like, against unfair decks, we can still play, like, a reasonable game of Magic. Oh, that's where I'm at. Thanks, everybody, for sticking through. I know we didn't do the best in the league, and I appreciate everybody sitting through, talking through, and hanging out. I appreciate your support. If you've enjoyed the content, please hit the follow button. It's the easiest way to support me on Twitch, and we'll let you know when I go live. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate it. Please, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to support me on YouTube. We'll let you know when I post more videos. This was a donation deck from my friend in the chat, Osmonius. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. And I will see everybody next week.